What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Z4 Games and I'm bringing to you guys an update to Rokket Dragonlink. Now this is post Ghost from the Past because we got some nice new additional engine that we can utilize in this deck, which if you're going by the engine on its own, it can give you either a crystal ring within 5 summons, so it makes your entire deck now Nibiru proof, or it can set up a Romulus, which in a lot of Dragonlink decks, you see these sub-engines because these little sub-engines not only give you some additional advantage in terms of maybe the Dragon Maid engine or something like that, but they are essentially small little engines that can get you to a Romulus or a Hieratic Seal or a Christian Hackley Fiber Axe, one of those things. And once you can get to any of those, your deck then just naturally starts rolling using the extenders, or what you can get off, let's say a Christian Hackley Fiber Axe or a Romulus. So this is a perfect engine for this deck because it sets up both of those. Well, probably not so much the Christian because it does lock you into dragons, but being able to get you a Romulus as well as your Dragons Ravine to set up your Rokket plays, if you got the additional cards in hand, it just does so much for the deck, and you'll see that little engine at the end, and I'll show you how the little engine works at the end of the video as well, so you get a nice little mini combo as well. So with all that said and done, if you enjoyed, give us a like and subscribe down below, ding that notification bell, because obviously if you enjoy a person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that, and all of that is greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So with all that said and done, let's get into this Rokket Dragonlink deck profile. So I do want to give a quick mention that my extra deck does use OCG cards, but I do have the official TCG cards. I just like to use these ones because unless I am going into an official tournament, I like to use some of the OCG copies I do have. So there's my Warlord and my Savage Dragon, but I do officially own these cards, so just bear that in mind once we get to the extra deck. So let's start off with the Rokket. So I do play double Tracer. I do see a lot of players now upping this to 3 because they just want to get to Tracer as soon as possible. I personally still like 2 just because now with my additional engine I have such easier access to Dragon's Ravine, and once you have access to Dragon's Ravine, you essentially have access to Tracer because you just ditch that Absorada from your deck. So at the moment I'm still playing 2 Tracers and I'm still happy with 2 Tracers. I do play the 3 targets for Tracer in forms of Silver Rokket, Magnum Rokket and Rokket Recharger. I'm tempted to take out the Silver Rokket or one of these 2 for just a second Recharger because I don't really use these effects too much in testing, but yeah, at the moment I'm still liking this at the very moment. And then to run up the Rockets themselves, I do play the 1 Rokket Synchron and then the Honorary Rokket, which is double Absorada Dragon. I do see a lot of people dropping Absorada to 1, which is fair enough, but if you have Rokket plus Router, you essentially have combo as well. So I don't see the reason to drop him because he's still a pseudo extender as well, which is nice. Moving on to the brand new engine. If you haven't seen it already in the Hieratic profile, it is the triple Remus, 1 Legatus and a 1 Miss Valley Baby Rock. This is the new Dragonite engine, which just works so well. This is such a nice consistent engine. Remus is a 1 card into the Crystal Ring, as long as you have a 3 discard to go with the Dragon's Ravine as well. It's just so good. I'm even tempted to bump up Legatus to 2 just because in this deck he's actually not a brick, because as soon as you get into Ravine, which you're always going to get into Ravine because the deck just naturally pumps into your Romulus just so darn easy. you always have a free extender because Legatus is just as long as you have a Dragons Within to play. It just summons itself and it's just a free level 4 extender, which then can go into your synchro plays, your Xyz plays. It can go into your link plays if you can just use it for generic link material. Like, there's so much that Legatus can do. They just combo so overambitious, and I just love this little package. I love it too much. I'll show you the little combo right there if you haven't already seen it. Moving on, we have another 1-card play, which is Triple Safert, which just gets you into Collapse Serpent and then into Riven Buster. It's just a nice package to play. I did sell my Chamber Dragon Maids, so you were not going to see Chamber Dragon Maid, but you are going to see double Parlor. There are differences between Parlor and Chamber. I do understand that, so don't get me wrong. Chamber gets you the trap card to hand, so you can actually then set it. But Parlor is just as good, in my personal opinion, in the terms of like how we use Chamber for a for 1-card plays, because Parlor just normal summon. You ditch the trap, then you link Parlor into your striker, and then the trap gets you back Parlor, and it's just literally a 1-card link too. Which for this deck is just super handy. I do max out on the trap card because you would like to see the trap card in your hand, because then it is a free disruption on board. But in terms of like a Dragon Maid engine, if you do want to use a form of Dragon Maid engine that gets you into a link too, Parlor is just as good with the trap card. Like, it's just literally just as good. Moving on to just generic extenders, I do play double Nocto Vision. You can play 3 if you want to. If you would want to, I'll probably just drop down a Parlor or something like that, or just something else. Just take that out, and you can just bump Nocto Vision to 3. Galactic Spiral Dragon, because he is still a generic extender in this deck, but I do use him for, as you saw, my Titanic Galaxy play. Omni Dragon Brotor, which essentially searches out everything in this deck, because a lot of our deck is just Dark Dragons. I do play the 1 Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. You can play 3 if you want to. And then to round up the monsters, I do play the 1 Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. Moving on to spells, we do play the triple Quick Launch, because Quick Launch is not once per turn E-Tally, so why not? And then the triple Chaos Space, this gets you into your Chaos package, but also netting you a free draw in doing so. For field spells, Boot Sector Launch and Dragons Within. For revival extenders, we do play Wild Legacy Guard Dragon and Monster Reborn. To stop those hand traps, if we want to, we do play the 1 Call by the Grave. And to round up the deck as a whole, we do play the triple Dragon Maid Tiding, because it is just generic dragon removal in this deck, while also being a revival on the next turn to then help you get back into the game or just continue the game for your finish. That's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck for the non-link monsters. As you saw, I am playing the 1 Hope Harbinger Titanic Galaxy. For the Romulus Dragon Dragoonity package, the 1 Gaydog along with the 1 Crystal Ring, and as I said before, my lovely Warlord Savage Dragon. These are your non-link monsters. For the link monsters, I do play, as you saw, the 1 Warlord Dragon, the 1 Boral Sword Dragon, and the 1 Soyuja Skull Dread. When I added in the Dragoonity package, I forgot to actually take out Skull Dread, because Skull Dread was part of my Crusadia package. But in testing, Skull Dread actually does help extend your plays even further and help you go into that Heraldic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres to end your turn, while also getting you a 4 counter on your Savage Dragon. So there's a lot of things that Skull Dread can still do in this deck, which is pretty handy. If you don't want to play the Skull Dread, just take it out for the Unchained Abomination or anything like that. Or if you want to keep the Skull Dread, the next best thing a lot of people take out is the Warlord, but I do like how Warlord can get me out of sticky situations. Moving on to Link 2s, we have the Quad Bowl Dragon, the 1 Heraldic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, the 1 Crystron Hackley Vibrax, and the 1 Dragoonity Knight Romulus. And then for the Link 1s, throughout the extra, we do play the 1 Pisty, LP, and double Striker Dragon. That's it for the extra deck and the main deck and the deck profile in terms of like the deck as a whole. I will show you the 1 point whatever card combo that helps you get into the Crystal Ring or the Romulus. You literally just have to open up with Remus. It is just that simple, guys. Literally that simple. So I'm going to just get out everything else. There we go. So if you literally just open up with Remus and any discard, obviously if you have an Absorata, it's just then like nets you so much more, but literally just any free discard gets you the game rolling with a single Remus. So you discard Remus, this adds to Dragons Within. You then play Dragons Within, you then ditch your discard, and then you search any Dragoonity, or you can then, as we all know, just send a dragon from deck. So you add your Legatus to your hand. If you discard the Absorata, I'm going to get that tracer as well, just to show you what you can do. From there, since you have a Dragons Within in play, you can special summon the Legatus. Legatus is not the one that locks you into dragons. This play now locks you into dragons. So now we can use Remus. If you control a Dragoonity monster, you can special summon this card from the graveyard, but banish it when it is field. Also, you cannot special summon monster from the extract for the rest of the turn except dragon monsters. So we can now special summon that Remus. And then from there we can do this, which is Synchro Summon into our Dragoonity Knight Yugioh. Yugioh now activates and adds the Winged Beast from deck to hand, and then discards a card from your hand. So we add the Mist Valley Baby Rock, and then we discard the Baby Rock. Baby Rock activates since it was discarded. It special summons itself. And then from here, we can do one of two things. We can either just Synchro straight into our Crystal Ring Synchro Dragon, and now we have a monster negation within 5 summons, or you just link summon into your Dragoonity Knight Romulus. From here, Romulus can, since we already have the Dragons Within, if you do play it in your deck, you can add the Dragoonity Divine Lance, which then you can play Divine Lance, equip to the Romulus, and then equip the Phalanx and special summon the Phalanx, and then you can just keep going from there. Or what I just tend to do is just literally just stick to the Crystal Ring Synchro Dragon. Just because from there, since as I showed you, if I discard an Absorata, I then can get Tracer, and I haven't normal summoned yet. So I can normal summon Tracer, use Tracer to pop the Ravine, get another Rokket from deck, and then just keep going from there. Like, there's so much you can do, and there's so much that this little combo, little engine can set you up, and it's just so good. But like, and like, none of these are bricks in all essential. None of these are essentially bricks. The only, because let's say like worst case, you open up with all of them. You just literally ditch this, add this, play this, special this, use this to ditch this, and then you can send this from deck. And then Baby Rock activates, summons itself, and then you can just go Remus, special, Synchro into Yugioh. Don't have to play the Yugioh's effect, and then you just Synchro again into a Crystal Ring. Like, the play just keeps on going for you. Like, it's just so good. You didn't even have to make the Crystal Ring, because once you have this, if you actually did open all of these up, as I showed you, you discard Remus, add the Ravine, play Ravine, ditch Baby Rock, to then ditch the Absorata. Absorata gets you a Tracer. Baby Rock activates, summons itself back. Special summon Legatus. You now have a tuner and a non-tuner. So then you just go straight into your Crystal and Hackley Vibrax. Hackley Vibrax summons you a tuner, and then look, you got the Rokket Tracer in hand. So you just normal summon the Tracer, and you can just literally go off with combo. Like, it is just so good. I'm even tempted to just bump up the Dragoonity package just even more. Like, maybe play a second Legatus and the second Baby Rock or something like that. Because this engine just literally plays so well on its own. It's just absolutely insane. It's just like absolutely insane, guys. But guys, that's the deck profile and mini combo tutorial on how this engine works in this deck. And why I think it's a little sleeper engine. It's also a budget engine. If you have everything else except the Chamber Dragon Mage package, which you see everyone else using at the moment, get this instead. This is so good. It's going down in price. This was like the highest thing when I was buying this and investing in this engine. But now even Remus is going down in price. This is such a good little package. Pick it up while you can, while it's going down, because I don't see it staying down for long. As always guys, like, comment and subscribe. Till next time, as always, happy dueling.